fucking coming along.
The shed's looking amazing.
Cheers, mate. First up.
How's things? Oh, I've got
First up to have you on, mate.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
Been a while.
How's things?
Yeah, good, mate.
All good?
Did you just miss your claps, mate?
What, my clap? Oh, I know, I heard them. Yeah, it's good, yeah.
I was just checking my messages then, and then I could hear the clap outside. I was like, I knew there was something up.
I could hear a few claps, yeah. No, it's pretty good. It's decent.
Yeah, Missy was like, "Are you not going to come out and do the claps?" I was like, "Well, I'm going to be talking to Niecy."
It's good. It's good bit of public appreciation. It's good.
I've always wondered why there hasn't been that much public appreciation for the NHS. You know what I mean? People take it for granted, mate.
I think it's often overlooked, mate, to be honest with you. Definitely. And it's only times like this when people realise how dependent we are as a nation on the NHS. Yeah, I think it is overlooked. I mean, we take it for granted, don't we? I think we don't realise as a country how lucky we are.
A bit like when we were both serving. I know it's slightly different, but little things like free dental.
I know. I tell you what, mate, it's not until you leave and you think, I've got to book a GP appointment.
Yeah, I know.
I've got to pay 80 quid for a fill-in.
I know exactly.
It's not until you leave, is it? You realise, how good your life is really in the military, and how everything's kind of sorted out for you. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
You're in there and you're like, this is shit. I'm sick of this.
You have your days, don't you? You go back to your room and think, I'm fed with it. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done with this. Like,
it's not until you're out.
I was always known as the guy that was going to be a lifer, and then everyone was like, "Fucking hell, Tommo, you put papers."
You know what? I always had you down as a lifer. When I thought Tommo's a lifer. It's in his blood.
It is though. That's the thing. My granddad, he did 35 years plus, I think.
Yeah.
My old man did 22, and then there's me with a nice 5.5, mate.
Oh, mate, but you've done your bit though, didn't you, Tommo?
Yeah, mate. Fucking sweating on.
You've done your bit, mate. That's all that counts. And to be fair, these days, I think used to find years ago, I think people are a lot more inclined to do, the 22 years in the military. These days, I think there's so much opportunity out there, isn't there?
There's lovely, and it's not a married man's game either.
It's not. I think that was a big thing.
Yeah, definitely. I've always said that if I wasn't with Kate and I didn't have the girls, I would have stayed in.
Yeah.
But things happen, things change, don't they? But
I think, especially with yourself having kids and being married, in the military, that in itself is you've taken, especially being away 7 months away from kids and your wife.
That Bastion talk was horrible for me. I had my R&R. I had my R&R in December, mate.
Yeah. That's
We'd been there for like a month.
I know. It wasn't even that, was it? When did we start? Was it November we went there?
Yeah.
I think it was like November.
By the 9th of December, I was back home.
Oh, mate.
They were like, Tommo, we're going to try and give you Christmas. They didn't even give me Christmas.
Oh, mate. You got a good 6.
I was serving Christmas dinner in the sea jock, mate.
The legendary sea jock, yeah. Oh, mate. But no, it's true. I think it's hard enough being, if you're a single guy and you're out there, I think, but being married with kids, I take my hat off to them, because it's not only yourself, it's your family as well that go through it. So it's a big thing.
Yeah, that's a huge thing, mate. And a lot of people don't realise what happens with young kids, especially, and their partners. That's why the divorce rate is so fucking high.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask, isn't it? I mean, 7 months away from each other, it's massive. Away from 7 months, massive it is. But no, we used to buckle down, didn't we? Got on with it, got it done.
We did, mate.
I don't think I've spent more than 2 weeks away from home since then, mate. To be honest with you.
No, I went away when I was doing surveillance for a little bit. I think the longest I was away was literally 2 weeks on a training course. That was it. And even then, I remember saying to Jess, my eldest, I was like, Daddy's got to go away on a course. And she was like, you're coming back though, aren't you? I was like, yeah.
Of course I am, yeah.
I'll be back on the weekend, you loon. But I can't see how she remembers me going away because she was only like 1 year old. So she can't remember.
No.
I think it's because we've spoke about it that she thinks she remembers, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah.
But
mate, I absolutely love your shed, mate. That's awesome.
It's coming along, mate. You should.
It's good. It's been a few months in the making.
My brother's taken it to a fucking whole new level. He's just moved house, and he's got whoever lived there before had a good setup anyway. But he's got all the fucking fancy mics. He's got a big fucking screen up. I was like, you're taking the piss, mate. I'm still living in the shed.
You got your iPhone in the shed, Tommo.
He's like, you've got to we're in 2.0 stage now, so everything is now on the up because we're having all these different guests on and things. It's like you've got to step up. I'm like, yeah, but my missus keeps telling me to put fucking things in my shed.
She wants
I
to
keep
fly
throwing them
there.
out the back. She's like, you can't do that. I fucking can't. Shed.
No, brilliant.
You know what I mean?
It's going well. Considering when you started the podcast as to where it is now, I mean, it's snowballing, isn't it? You know, and you're having some.
It's incredible how I've gone from literally sitting either in my work vehicle when it was quiet or in the shed, just chatting to myself about fucking random shit.
Yeah.
Having the likes of fucking Jack Shaw and
I know. I've listened to
Jones
some of them.
And
incredible.
The blokes from fucking Who Dares Wins on. It's like, Jesus Christ.
It's fucking incredible, mate. No, you're doing a cracking job with it, and it's only getting bigger, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's only bigger, mate. I remember the first ones, Tommo. You used to share them on WhatsApp.
Yeah, mate.
You used to get released on WhatsApp before you publish them.
Yeah, mate. Put them on WhatsApp.
Oh, I remember them. Yeah, it was good.
Fucking, one of the lads on the group. You're on the Gunners group, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, he pops up and goes, "Oh, you still doing your podcast then?" Yes. Why are you following? The way you just it. You fucking
no, of course. It's going well, mate. It's going well. How's work anyway? You've been to work today, haven't you?
Yeah, mate. I did overtime today because funny enough, one of the blokes has gone sick.
Oh, of course he has. Everyone's
fucking dickhead, right? And I don't care if he's listening to this or not. Fucking dickhead. He turns up at work, and as soon as he starts, he's like, "Oh, my fucking head is killing me. I've had a headache all night." And then he starts fucking coughing. And I'm like, "Mate, why are you here?"
Yeah, you want to get yourself home. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why are you here? And he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna try and man it up and get through it." He's an ex-3 power bloke. I'm like, "Mate, there's no manning up here."
Yeah. You're just spreading it.
It's on lockdown for a reason, son.
Get yourself home.
He went home. I was, "Oh, brilliant. So you've contaminated the whole fucking working area."
Yeah.
Fucking loon.
Oh, well.
But yeah. How you coping with it all though, mate? It's a lot of work you're putting in.
Oh, mate, it's an awful lot
nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, recently, the past few weeks, it's kind of initially I didn't really notice an increase really in the workload or kind of the types of patients that we were seeing. And I was reading about this COVID-19, and it was before we hadn't had any confirmed cases in the country. And I was reading data that was been published from China, and I did think that, you know, that's getting out of hand in China. I mean, it started in Wuhan and it spread rapidly, and I thought it's a matter of time before, you know, it arrives here. And it seems to have gone from having, you know, a couple of confirmed cases to all of a sudden we're in a pandemic. And I wouldn't say it's taken us off guard, but it's the speed that it's snowballed at, and
it literally went from like nothing to whee.
Yeah, it has. And I mean,
I was like telling the missus, like, chill out. We're all gonna be fucking fine. Stop worrying about it. You're gonna be going to work. It's not gonna affect. And then all a minute, oh, cancel last.
Yeah, no, and that's the. I think I just think that as a nation, we've got this kind of stiff upper lip kind of mentality, haven't we, about most things that we come across, and it's kind of. You know, it'll be fine. We'll get on with it. You know, everything's okay. And then I think even the most stubborn of us got to a point, and we thought that this is bigger than we thought. And then now we're in these unprecedented lockdowns. But I mean, it's all for that. I think the social distancing and kind of self-isolation has come as a shock to most people, and I think it's just an understanding of why we're doing that more than anything. I think if you
a lot of people are like, well, fuck off. Why are you telling me to do that?
Yeah, and that's
like,
kind of
what I've noticed is nobody would be out running, and now people have been only one step. Now everyone is fucking Mo Farah.
I know, mate.
If you don't like running, you don't have to go out running because you've been told that you have. It's fucking mad.
I know, but no, it's yeah. I think it's an understanding, and I think people have came round to it now, and they understand why we're doing it and why it's important. And yeah, I think I'm quite proud of the country. I think we're doing quite well. I think we're supporting the NHS where we can. I mean, there's been 500,000 volunteers signed up for things, such as delivering medications and such. And I think that's really good. And initially, and I can even say myself that, this caught me off guard, to be fair, because in my mind, I don't know why I was playing it down thinking, I know this is bad, but I think we'll be okay. I think we'll always. And then, it's even caught me off guard, but we've adapted quickly and we've implemented changes. I think it shows how versatile the NHS is and how versatile the military is. I think if you look at the Nightingale Hospital in London, that is incredible. 4,000 bed hospital built in pretty much a week.
Yeah.
I think this has been, with the whole Brexit thing, I think there's been a divide in the country, and I think that in
a strange way.
Yeah, it was quite an unhealthy divide, wasn't it? I think it was getting
divide, fucking Brexit, and then a pandemic comes on, and then there's a majority that are fucking normal, that do their shop correctly, do the distancing, go in a lockdown. You get Captain Dickhead over there who goes, right, I'm going to buy all the toilet paper.
You always get one, don't you? I know, but I think it's done.
Hey, mate, just butting in quick. I have to get this out. I had a bloke today. I was in Asda because I had to go pick up some washing detergent and some liquid.
Yeah.
And we had to follow the arrows around the store.
Yeah.
I went down an aisle that was empty, but I went the wrong way, so I got told off. Naughty boy. So I went round, but a bloke thought they were talking to him, and he went fucking mental.
Really?
Shouting at the fucking Asda ladies because they were stood next to each other, and he was going, "You gotta be fucking 2 meters, 2 fucking meters." And they're like, "Excuse me, sir, can you not?" And he's like, 2 fucking meters. I was like, "Whoa, chill."
Mate, it's just, yeah. There's enough for everybody.
It's like 0 to 100. It's like everyone's suddenly turned into me, where they've gone from 0 to Flash. It's fucking mad.
It was between somebody, mate, and that's it. It's all like war.
And their fucking toilet rolls, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
I was talking to Anders actually the other day.
Oh yeah.
And he was saying that it sort of snuck up on him a little bit. He's pulling the same sort of hours as you, mate.
Yeah. Definitely.
I check in with him every now and then because I know he's got a bit of mental health issues going on. Through the same sort of job as you, and it's like I have to check in every now and then just to make sure he's all right.
Yeah.
But I think he lost it a little bit. He's fucking shaved his hair off, fucking loon. But then again, I would if ginger as well. So
I was gonna say, I was just waiting for a ginger joke. It's got to be done, mate. I didn't think as quick as you then, though. So, but no, yeah, I think everyone. The thing is, it's not only the NHS, is it? You've got all the other key workers that are putting in the hours.
I think loads of things are taken for granted when you think about it. We're all fucking first world countries. We're like, well, we get everything now, and then as soon as someone goes, you can't, everyone's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
now you know so many countries that don't have that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And having the healthcare on demand and things like that, you take that for granted, and all of a sudden you have to actually stop and go, fucking hell. Those paramedics and doctors, those nurses, those care workers, they put in some fucking shifts.
Everybody. I mean, I'm telling you now.
The shelf stackers, mate. Fucking fair play.
I was speaking a couple of nights ago to one of the cleaners in the hospital, and she was absolutely, they do the same hours as us, and she was literally off her feet. And, you know, she's putting in, 12 hours grafts, constantly on her feet, clean. And I just thought, it's everybody, isn't it? It's not just, doctors, paramedics, nurses, it's everybody, porters, you've got cleaners, reception staff, everything. We've got, it's even things like, you imagine if we had no bin collections. Could you imagine?
Mate. I'm mad that would be.
What exactly? And it's things like that we just take for granted. We don't think anything of it until something like this happens, and it's people that are working in the shops and stuff. I mean, we ran out of toilet roll and it was uproar. You can imagine, if we ran out of something. God forbid,
18 packs of 24 toilet rolls.
Mate, I wake up in the morning and I've got this little routine. I always check the news before I get up. So I quickly look on my phone. I go on usually BBC News or something. And this is no word of a lie, mate. One morning I woke up, I checked put news into Google, and the top 3 come up. Top 3, all of them toilet rolls. I thought to myself, obviously nothing's got too bad if all the top stories are about supermarkets and toilet rolls, mate. But yeah, no. It's brought the best of the world.
The other day, which sort of annoyed me a little bit, being a veteran myself. You're a veteran, and it's like I saw someone who I believe she was in the army as a dog handler or something, and she put, nobody went out and clapped when we came home from Afghanistan. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
What has that got to do with anything that's happening right now? The NHS,
exactly.
They don't get nothing. And I was like, and I wanted to put on there, but I got a fucking huge round of applause when I came through the hangar.
Yeah, exactly. I think
just because I don't go outside and go, well done, you sat really nicely in Bastion with your dog.
I think when you turn it into this, oh, nobody thanks me. No, it's not about that, is it really? I mean, I absolutely don't want any. At the end of the day, I'm a paramedic, and that's my job. It's the same as any other job. You do a job, don't you? It's like the military. Yeah. You sign up to join the military, and you accept the fact that there's always the possibility that you'll have to go somewhere or go to war, or that's just part and parcel of your job.
You haven't gone to be a paramedic just so people go, mate, you do a fuck.
And no, exactly. And do you know what?
You boy.
I can't stand that, because I just think
I didn't join. I didn't join the RAF Reg, so people would go, "You're a hero."
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody would do that anyway. To be a RAF Reg, but
I
didn't join the military to be a hero.
No, exactly. And I think I can't stand that. I just think at the end of the day, it's nice that the public appreciate the NHS, because there's millions of people in the NHS, and I think that everyone plays their own part, and the whole system wouldn't function without every individual person. But
and I think like we've been saying this whole fucking 20 minutes or so that we've been doing it, we've taken it for granted.
Yeah, definitely.
Little thing out, right? my niece's mum, I think she's a nurse. She's a nurse or she's a midwife. I can't remember, one or the other. But Georgie now lives with Darren and his missus.
Yeah.
She can't see her mum at the minute because her mum's a nurse and might be infected or whatever.
Yeah.
The only way they get to see each other is if Emma goes to Darren's house, sits on the wall, and has a cup of tea. And have a conversation through a window. And a lot of people take that sort of stuff for granted. It's like she now can't see her eldest daughter.
Yeah. And
Emma's other two daughters can't see their sister.
Exactly, and I think that's a sacrifice in itself, isn't it? I mean, there's lots of that going on at the moment, and that's all
people appreciate the sacrifice that key workers as a whole are doing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm technically a key worker. I wouldn't class myself as a key worker, but because we've got a cancer ward, cancer treatment centre on the site that I work in, and we unlock for it, we have to be there. Yeah,
so you are a key worker,
and there's other businesses that need unlocking, but if I'm honest, why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can understand the cancer treatment.
Definitely, mate. I think there's a lot of sacrifice going on at the moment, and it's good that the public appreciate it, but I don't think individuals want that. You know, they don't demand that. They just do the job.
You guys haven't signed up. You haven't signed. It's nice that you guys are getting the recognition and the applause. You haven't signed up for it. You're doing your job.
No, it's just a job like any other job. You sign up to it. Sign up to. So.
All you NHS workers should get MBEs.
No, mate, no. Hey, it's quite funny actually. Somebody said to me the other week when I was at work, they say, you know, I usually work with a student a lot of the time, and they'll say, oh, what did you do before this and stuff? And you have a chat about what you've done and stuff. And I said, oh, you know, I was in the military before I went into to university into the ambulance service. And I said, oh yeah, it must have been good. I said, yeah, it was really good and stuff. And he said, oh, I bet you had a bit of a laugh, didn't you? I said, he says it was a good laugh. You know, you do. I miss that part of them. I miss the because you don't get that anywhere else, do you?
Nowhere else stands it either.
No, they don't. No. But he said to me, what was the funniest thing you came across in the military? And I honestly, right, I spent about 40 minutes with him just telling him stories about, and one of the funniest moments I think that I can recall from our time in the military. There's a few funny ones really, Tommy, but one of the funniest ones was, do you remember when Chrissy Monga reversed the Panther and knocked the door off just as Coops was giving us the talk on not damaging vehicles? And in the background, while he's giving this talk, Chris is reversing the Panther, and all of a sudden the door falls off. It was like a Dad's Army moment. I can't get that out of my head. And it was. It was just I was just making. Honestly, it was so funny. I just thought it's memories like that I think, God, they're always going to be with you.
You look back at it and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's just like twigged another one in my head with Rowbottom when he went fucking spastic because Monger ate all his fucking Oreos.
Oh, do you remember that? Do you remember that? I forgot about that. He was going absolutely nuts. He was going around all the vehicles. There was just an empty wrapper of Oreos. And we'd all stagged on that vehicle that night, hadn't we? It was the Panther again. Everyone stacked on it, and Robo's going nuts.
Us all up like we're all going to get fucking beasted. What are you doing?
It's just this empty packet of Oreos that were his. I forgot about that, actually. I forgot about that, mate. Yeah.
That was when we were all as one big multiple, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it. And then we broke.
We were split down, weren't we? Because I was your vehicle commander for a bit.
That was it, yeah. I used to be on. I was a Sprog cannon on the roof.
That was the best vehicle.
Chapman, the reserve.
Me, you, Chappers, Millsy, and Hammy.
Yeah. Was it Hammy as well?
Hammy was driving.
Oh, that was it. Hammy was driving. Yeah.
Because I could drive.
Yeah, that was
600. So I have to be the commander.
But you love saying the fact that you're a Hammy's commander, considering the position he's in.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mate, I even put that on my fucking CV. I was a vehicle commander. I was one in Iraq as well. Madness.
Okay, was you?
Yeah, mate.
It's fair go, mate. I tell you what, mate. I used to get absolutely. Do you remember? You used to op Barmer. Oh, mate, getting out the back with the Vallons.
Yeah,
when you're
because
Valloning,
I got put as Barmer commander.
What's that? Yeah, sorry.
I was Barmer commander. I remember vividly, right? I can't remember who was our Barmer team. It might have been you. I'm not sure, but it was definitely who's the bloke that fucking looked like he had a fucking stroke? Oh, he ended up with fucking. Yeah, he got sent home. He had that fucking disease where your face looks like you've had a stroke.
Oh, Bell's palsy.
Yeah.
It weren't Jevon, was it?
Who?
Was it Jevon?
Jevon.
Yes. Jevon had a bit of, I remember
definitely Jevon was in there. You might have been in there, Millsy, and I think maybe Chapman. And
yeah.
I was commanding you guys through this vulnerable point, and I turned round and fucking Live was on the 50 cal, but he had his hands in his fucking off spray, monging out, and I turned round and went on the PRR to fucking Ginge Whitelam, and I went, can you sort your fucking top cover out and make sure he's checking his arcs? We're going down a potential fucking ID route. And he went, can you not have a go at my top cover? I went, I will when he stops fucking monging out. Look at him. And he turned around and he was just literally not even watching what we were doing with his fucking hands in his fucking pockets. It's like, use your fucking noggin, son. Jesus Christ.
Crap drills, mate. Crap drills. But
that's the thing. It's the same with a load of regiments. I've had this. You get your fucking top lads like my boy Luke Neason, and then you get mongs like fucking Live. He's probably still in.
I think it was all part of the banter, wasn't it? To be fair, I think everyone had a character on your flight or a squadron, didn't they? And I think that was what was so good about the military.
When we went to CAF, A flight was fucking spot on. I think even Boss Burr had his moments where he was all right. Me and fucking Dan Shipper talk about this moment the most, right? Which is we were on a night patrol when Shipper fucking almost castrated himself jumping over something.
When I fell down the well was
almost wiped his nuts out, and I remember saying, "What's your foot in?" And then you almost fell down a well, or you fell down a well.
I think I fell down the well, Tommo. I must have fell about 20 foot. And then I remember
he's down a fucking well.
I remember. I honestly, I don't know how I didn't kill myself. I remember taking a knee. It was pitch black, and I took a knee, and all of a sudden, the ground underneath me just literally gave way. I fell straight backwards, and then I fell, and then I hit the deck, and I had my day sack on, and then my LMG landed on my chest, and then I can't remember whether it was or Dunny or somebody. Their head just came over the top of this wall, and they just went, "Niece, are you alive?" So I was like, yeah, this wow. I know. Yeah. I don't know. I tell you what, I don't know how to hurt myself on that.
That was a fucking, as bone as a lot of the tasks were, that was a fucking brilliant tour. When it was pissing down the other week, me and Dan were reminiscing on the school run. And I was like, do you remember when it was fucking pissing down in CAF and we went out on a footsie and nobody could walk because we kept slipping over? Were you on that one?
Oh, mate. It's like,
you take about 2 steps and be like,
on your ass, yeah. I remember it used to be like a bit like moon dust, didn't it? The ground. And then when it got wet, it was just like an ice ring, basically. You was constantly on your backside. But no, yeah, it's definitely, it was good times, a good time to reflect back on. But yeah, it just brought it all back to me, Tom. And when he said to me, "What's the funniest? What's the funny?" And I was just reading these stories off, and I couldn't the whole day. I just kept thinking about these stories, and I thought it's literally like some of the things you tell people, they're like, "Did that actually happen?" And you're like, "Yeah, it did, yeah." And it's just hilarious, like that when Chris Chris reversed that vehicle and knocked the door off, and Coops just went at it. It was so ironic that he was giving a talk on don't damage the vehicles.
Yeah,
and then in the background, this door just falls off this Panther. But no, it's stories like that honestly I reflect back on, and I just think, God, what, you know.
Like my old man loves the I've said it on here before, and you were actually part of the story of me shooting at the old man.
Oh, when you escalated, yeah, the VCP, and then you fired into
the flare off,
and I fired the flare, and then I think it was Chapman turned to me and he said, "I didn't know you could get 9mm tracer." But no, yeah, I remember that was your old man loves that story, doesn't he? I remember you saying before on the podcast, yeah.
He literally, if we're gone to the pub and he's had a few, he's like, "Go on, boy, tell him a story about when you killed an 80." Like, he wasn't 80. He looked 80, but he definitely wasn't.
I remember we walked up to him and was like, "Boy, you know, he was quite old guy, weren't he?"
Oh, but he was old. He had like no teeth in his head, and he was like talking to the Terp. He's like, "Can you ask him why he wasn't fucking stopping?" He's like, "His brakes didn't work." I was like, "Ah."
I did remember though. He just put his feet down to stop.
Yeah.
Just put his feet down.
Just a real moment. He was fucking just like he was on fucking Team America.
Yeah, it's just it's moments like that you won't forget, will you? But no, they're good. They're good.
Yeah, I've been desperate, mate, to find the photos. I don't know who's got them. I think I might have had them, but I've lost them somewhere. Of when we went up 3 Mile Mountain, because I took.
Yeah. That was just behind the fob, weren't it? Fob Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
And I had loads of photos. So there's some fucking good ones. I remember hanging out.
Yeah.
Going up
yeah. I remember when I came out of the military, and then I went joined the ambulance service and went to uni and stuff. And I used to get to a job and I'd get the response pack and bang that on. I'd get the monitor, suction unit. I'd look like Buckaroo, and people would say, "God, you're okay carrying all that?" And I used to think, "This is fine. I feel all right with this." And they used to say, all the lads, yeah, that are like, you know, paramedics and stuff. They're ex-military paramedics. You can tell them because they just load the kit up. There's no like kind of you carry this. It's kind of. But I definitely think, mate. I think if I compared my fitness now to then, you know, I had not as fit as I was. Yeah.
I did a little workout yesterday with the girls. I went over to the field and had a little kickabout. So obviously we've got the football match that probably won't happen, or it'll be postponed, should I say? But I thought, well, I'll do a bit of fucking sort of football circuits type thing.
Yeah.
Did a couple of sprints, mate. I was like, oh, oh shit. This is like, what's the matter with... I shouldn't have done those sprints.
I think it catches up with you, doesn't it? I thought, you know, I'm nowhere near as fit as what I used to be. I think that probably used to do getting older.
And then I think, oh, you're also 33. You're not 23. Yeah. So chill out a little bit.
Some years between you and then I.
Yeah. Oh, mate, absolute years, mate. Oh.
No, it's all good, mate. It's I think the thing is as well, it's something that I've missed, and I think the lads in the military should appreciate more, is the fact that you get so much time to fizz, don't you? Oh. I mean, yeah, every day you're getting a couple of opportunities.
You're fizzing, and Wednesday fucking sports afternoon. How many times did you just go, "Oh, fuck that"?
Yeah, you get on the Xbox, bit of Call of Duty.
Yeah, bit of Egyptian fizz.
Yeah. So Egyptian fizz, yeah, but no, I missed that aspect of the military. I think I missed the kind of fitness.
I'd done more with my time, but also we didn't. Fizz wise, we had time to fizz, but there's little things like my old man was like, "Why didn't you do this in the sports? This in it?" It's like, well, we didn't have time.
No,
it was like fucking Brownie, who plays basketball now for the Air Force.
Yeah.
when we were going through the same sort of stage, there was no basketball team at Hollington, so I couldn't do that. The rugby happened every now and then when we weren't going through pre-deployment. Football, you had to be part of the clique.
Yeah.
So I had boxing, but then I got stitched up and got sent to Bolton and got knocked out by a fucking heavyweight because I was out of 5 years.
Took one for the team though, Tom. You literally took it on the chin, mate.
I was walking through the hangar and he was a corporal then, Corporal Smith, who is now, I think, a Flight Louis, could be higher. Went to me, he went, Tommo, you're scheduled for a fight. I went, I'm what? You're scheduled for a fight, mate. I'm not. He went, you are. I'm not in fight camp. I'm fucking well overweight for fight camp. He was like, nah, you'll be all right. Oh, and if you don't do it, you're going to get charged. I was like, all right. Me being fucking an idiot, I was like, oh, you're just going to fucking charge me. I'll go and do it. Then I find later on that he can't charge me for doing it because it's extracurricular. But anyway, so I go to fucking Bolton, do a 2-day fight camp with the trainers. I turn up and the bloke is fighting out the Olympic gym in Manchester, heavyweight, 6'3", and I was like, well, I'm 5'6".
I was going to say, mate, just off the paper statistics, mate, you're not looking good there.
No, mate, not. Literally walked out. There was about, I would say, a good 400, maybe 300, 400 people in this fucking arena. I walk out, nervous as shit. Legs went straight away. Legs had gone, mate. I was gone. Got in the ring. I did all right for the first round. Boxed him all right. I was up on the card, apparently. Came out to the second round, no legs. He hit me with this fucking shot, and I just fucking buckled, mate. Fucking legs went. I went to get up. And I was like, nah. I can't.
To be fair, Tom, it was probably for the best, mate. Like
for the best, mate. I would have been pasted. Pasted.
It was probably for
out of weight.
No, definitely.
I did the white collar boxing. They put me up against a fucking bloke that was about 6'2" and fucking at least 20 kilos.
Mate, you done well in your last white collar, though. You knocked him out, didn't you?
Oh, I knocked him out, yeah.
But that's decent.
I had a full fucking fight camp, mate.
You looked decent there, mate. You laid the guy out. I remember watching the video thinking, no, it was good. But
to be fair, I was thinking about doing another one, and I thought,
it's a lot of work, isn't it?
It's hard work, and I might just go out on a high.
Yeah, leave it at that, mate.
I'm going to leave it at that. That's why I decided to organise this fucking football match.
Yeah, I know. What do you reckon the chances are this is going to go ahead?
Fucking framed to a shed. It's July, isn't it? So
yeah.
It's that awkward sort of month, isn't it? Because they're saying it could happen till June. It could go longer.
Yeah.
In my head, if it goes till June, we're going to be fine, and it'll probably be for the best for us because more people will want to go out and celebrate.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that might work in our favour, but it also might be, shall we go out?
That's the thing. You see,
I'm just going to play it by ear. I've spoken to Spurs Legends blokes, and they're like, "Well, we'll let you know." And it's like, well, I'd rather not cancel it completely, just reschedule. That's what I'd want to do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm sure they'd facilitate that, wouldn't they? I mean, with everything that's going on, reschedule.
Mason's pretty good with it all as well.
Mm.
What are you on there? On the Corona yourself, are you?
You what? Sorry.
You on the Corona there yourself?
No, mate. I'm on a cheeky bird. I didn't finish till I got home just after 8 o'clock this morning.
Did you? Because you sent that message like fucking 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I was on break at that point. Yeah, so I thought I better message Tom, and then I got home about 8 o'clock and I went to bed. And I was driving home and I thought I'm going to go to bed, wake up, and I'm just going to sit down, watch a bit of TV, and have some beers tonight. I thought I just need a few beers.
You need a fucking break. I know we're all in this fucking thing, but you need, as they would say in the military, you need that condor moment, mate.
Oh, you do, definitely. I think, yeah, you do.
To
You
recharge and
a couple of
fucking
days R&R. Yeah, a couple of days R&R and then get back at it. Yeah, but
I'm a firm believer, and I said to Donny that I'd sort of bring this up. Like, a lot of people are panicking and worrying about all these things, and I'm a stickler for it because of my fucking mental health issues that I've got. That I panic and worry and think negatively. So I've been trying to reverse it, and I was sat and I preach to my missus all the time because she's actually worse than me without the fucking. She doesn't take the fucking happy pills like I do.
yeah,
But she's panicking because she's a hairdresser, so now her salon's closed, and we're now down to my wage, and she's panicking. And I've been trying to say to her, you can't keep worrying about things out of your control.
Yeah, definitely.
You can keep worry about things that are in your control. What you can change and what you can do yourself, worry about that. If you can change it yourself, worry about it. I mean, not worry, but if it's to do with work, fucking money, this fucking pandemic, whatever the fuck, it's out of your control. You can't do anything. So don't worry about what you can't do. You know what I mean? No. And I heard a thing on Joe Rogan's podcast, and I think it was Andy Stump, who's an ex-Navy SEAL, was saying that a lot of people are at the start of this pandemic. Fucking Mike, did you hear that then? That's my cat.
What was that? What was that, mate? It's a cat. What was your cat? A bear?
It might be.
That was loud, mate. That was loud.
Up, mate. Fuck. I think she might be on a fight with the other one. But anyway, back to Andy Stump. He was saying that at the start of this pandemic, still going. Closer! At the start of this pandemic was a lot of me. And now it's sort of turning on itself and is now becoming a we. Because it's a we. We need to control this, not I need to control this. You know what I mean? And
yeah, definitely.
Oh, this fucking cat, mate.
What's he doing?
I don't know.
He's on your roof. Is he your cat?
Yeah, my cat.
Oh, that's all right.
He's gone now.
Let's go. He's gone, mate. But no, that's very yeah. I think it is a we problem.
Can't try and control things out of your control. I know that sounds fucking a bit pissed, but you can. So don't worry about it. Like the weather. Don't worry about the weather. You can't control it.
Exactly. I think, definitely. I think that's the biggest thing, isn't it? And I think the thing is that people should fall back on and remember is that everyone's in the same boat. What is that, Tommo?
This, mate, I can't even pronounce that, mate. Fucking hell. It's Scotch. I know that. I love Scotch. Scotch.
Scotch.
Do you know what I did the other day, mate? Right, and it got me in a fucking world of shit. Right, just to change it up to be a bit lighter. So, when were we supposed to do it? Tuesday night, when you were in and out. I'll share the photo with Nice why we couldn't record this on Tuesday. It's a lovely photo of him with his fucking face mask on. Basically, I sat down the shed. But basically, the whole time I thought he might come, he might not, whatever. I'm still getting a bit of me time. Yes, I've been at work for 12 hours, and I've been on my own. But however, I went through pretty much most of that.
Oh, you did not a bottle.
Yeah. A bit of the other part, mate. I was a bit pissed. I got in, and the missus was like, "Where have you been?" And I was like, "In the shed." She was like, "Did you record it?" I was like, "No." She was like, "Did Darren turn up?" I was like, "No, I was just in the shed." And she went, "Well, you could have come inside and had some time with me." And I was like, "Can I not just have a bit of fucking time on my own?" And she was like, "You got 12 hours at work." I was like, "Yeah, but I'm at work."
Yeah, you're not on your own, are you? No.
I was like,
no.
But to be fair to Kate, she does fucking understand that every now and then I need that bit of
a bit of you time.
You know what I mean?
No, definitely. Definitely. I think it's important, isn't it?
Oh, 100%, mate. So, I have to ask you this because I never got to fucking do it, and it's one of the things I really wanted to do, and that was MERT.
Yeah.
I never got to do MERT. I did IRT in Iraq, but we never got them all out because we were closing. So I did all the. We were on call. We got the calls. False alarm, sort of bollocks. I never got that. I'll say an adrenaline rush from running from the call to the fucking Chinook to take off. I know that is the one thing that I really am gutted that I never got to. Not because I wanted to see fucking people with their legs fucking blown off or anything like that. It's because I know that was a massive role that the RAF Reg did, and we don't get credit for.
No.
And a lot of these paras, rifles, Marines don't understand that is a huge role. Everyone talks about MERT, tricky. They did this for us. They forget that the fucking RAF Reg are on the back of there.
Yeah.
Medics doing force protection for you guys to get them on board.
Yeah. I think
it's one thing that I really wanted to do. I was a battlefield medic for CAF. I was a battlefield medic for fucking Iraq. And when I left during my close protection course, I was also a first person on scene. So I've done all these fucking medic courses, and I'm like, the one thing I really wanted to do was MERT.
Yeah.
And I never do it.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was what made you fall in love with the old paramedic side.
Yeah. I think that was a defining moment in my life. The whole MERT thing was I up until MERT, I didn't actually know what I wanted to do. Like, I joined the military because, you know, I always had an ambition to join the military, and I was really into my fitness, and, you know, the infantry appealed to me. You know, I was always into, like, you know, I always wanted to be in the Air Force. So it all made sense up until that point. And I didn't actually know what I wanted to do with my life. I had no kind of end goal, if that makes sense. I was in the regiment, and I was just cruising along, and I didn't really have an end goal. I was quite happy doing what I was doing. And then I worked on MERT, and I watched the way that the medical team worked on board MERT, and to this day, I still say, I mean, if you go onto my Twitter, you'll see that I think that was probably, you know, the most. If you want to look at an effective working team, and you want to look how to work optimally as a team, you look at the MERT layout and the MERT setup and how they worked on the aircraft. And I don't think there's a team in the world that can match it. I think that it was actually
well, I haven't seen it firsthand like yourself, but through video evidence and training through being a BFO, it's like fucking hell.
Yeah, unbelievable.
You have to be spot on as soon as anything happens.
It's just slick, yeah. And it was that appealed to me, and I think the whole the principle surrounding being a paramedic and kind of what it stands for, and you know, that was but to me at that moment in time, that was just a distant goal, because between me and qualifying with a paramedical science degree, I had to go. I left the military, and I sat down. Before I left the military, I thought I want to be a paramedic. That's it. There's no be all and end all about this. I'm going to be a paramedic. And I looked at universities. I thought, I haven't even got the GCSEs to qualify to get even into a university. So I went to my local college, and I said, I need to, you know, do GCSE. I need to do GCSE maths. I need to do GCSE English. I need to do a science GCSE. So I need to do all these GCSEs again. And they said, oh, we can do that. We can facilitate it in an evening school. So coming out of the military, I thought, right, my first plan is I need to go back to college for nearly 12 months and redo those GCSEs and get them done. And so I came out of the military. I went back to college. I done all my GCSEs again. I passed all of them. I got A stars across the board. Just because, and it showed me that kind of, if you knuckle down and you get on with something, it's amazing what you can do, because academically I'd never achieved anything. And then I had this end goal in place, and I thought, you know, that an A star for me, or an A is, I could never have dreamed of that in school. I was always into sports. That was it, you know.
Yeah.
I wasn't academically inclined at all. No, but I had to knuckle down, and I'd done that, and I knuckled down, and I got on with it. Resat those, got all my GCSEs again after 12 months of college. And then I realised that, right, I need to now apply to some trusts, because I thought I don't really want to go to university and I'm not going to earn any money for 3 years. I have to go back to being a student. And that's a massive thing. From coming out of the military, getting a paycheck every month, you know, you've settled into that life of, you know, getting a paycheck and whatnot. So I thought, right, I need to look around, and I looked around and looked at the NHS, and there were some trusts offering you could apply for a role with them, and as long as kind of their initial criteria was that you had the grades that would allow you, or the UCAS points that would allow you to get into a university. To which point I'd done everything I needed to academically to qualify to get into a university. So I was happy with that. So I applied to a few trusts. I got into a trust. I went for the interview. They offered me a student paramedic role. I got onto that role. I then went to university. I've done a degree at university in paramedical science. And again, I've never been academically inclined. Like I'm not naturally talented academically. I'm not so I just, again, I had this end goal that, you know, that all stemmed from MERT, that I was going to be a paramedic, and that was it.
Yeah.
So I just put in this, you know, ridiculous work ethic that I would get up in the mornings. I'd go to the library before university, go to university, come back, study, back to university, working on the road at the same time. I was just studying. And I ended up getting through university and doing really well. And I qualified with a paramedical science at university, registered as a paramedic, and now work as an NHS frontline paramedic. And I think that was, I could never have dreamed of being in this position where I was, you know, years ago, because academically, I could never perform academically at school. But it was just, it all stemmed from MERT, that I thought that's something that I'm going to do, and that was it. You know, I mean, going back, it was, some people would look at that as quite belittling. I went from, you know, being in the Royal Air Force, coming out of the Royal Air Force, and going back to college to sit your GCSEs.
I think that's a lot of people realise as well, with the role that we did in the Air Force, that's the lowest score that you need to get.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's not. You don't need much, you know, any academic qualifications to do that role. So that's what I mean. I mean, it was going from zero to, right, I need to study now. From
down there, mate, as a regular infantry. I know a lot of fucking the army people that listen to this will go, "You fucking infantry." We are infantry. We've gone from infantry, and then you're up here now, mate. With you fucking A stars in English, maths, science. You fucking.
I think it was just down to the fact. I think it was just down to the fact that I just put in this horrendous work ethic. That was.
I have to say though, as well, Lise, when you first joined the squadron, I always thought there was something about you in that aspect. When it came to learning new things or doing things, you always. That's why I used to always joke and say you were my boy. That's because you were like everything that anyone ever taught you. You fucking, whether it was me with fucking radios, or whoever it was with fucking Stoney with the medic stuff, with guns. You were fucking shit hot with the fucking GMP as well as the LMG, and then you went to mortars and fucking did shit hot with the mortars. It's like everything that you took. If you wanted to do it, it was as though your mind was a sponge.
Yeah. I don't think that, like, I've got anything, you know. I'm your average Joe, really, but I think I definitely, up until this point, didn't think that. I truly believe in now that if you really, really, really want to achieve something, you'll just find a way of doing it, and 100%. there's no real. there's no real excuses really, because I mean, you just have to be humble. You have to, you know.
Yeah, mate.
I went back to college, and you know, I had to sit in lessons with people that had literally just failed their GCSEs, and then you know, you're saying, oh, what have you done? And you're like, oh, I've just come out of the Air Force, and it's, you kind of think to yourself, and I did have a few moments where I was driving there thinking, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing here?
I spoke to Nick, and Nick was exactly the same, mate. He was like, I've left the Air Force with a steady paycheck. Now I'm living on, well, his missus. He was like, I'm living on her fucking wage while I'm going to fucking college. It's like, mate, you're actually doing something that's fucking important here.
Yeah, definitely. I think,
but you have to have that. You have to have that sort of that goal with it, if that makes sense.
Have an end goal. If you've got an end goal,
if you haven't got, if you've just left and going to college just for fucking shits and giggles, it's like, well, what's the point? But
no, exactly. You can't have
an end goal, mate. 100%. Like,
and I think
I always felt a bit let down with the resettlement things, because, like, I've always been good. Like, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I got fucking top marks on the first person on scene and fucking shit like that. I've always been good at that side of, like, BFA and fucking all that. I've always wanted to do that, but then when I left the military, that didn't seem like it was an option for me for whatever fucking bizarre reason. And with the resettlement, they don't push you in a direction unless you sort of plant the seed, if that makes sense. So when I was planting my seed for my resettlement, I was like, well, I need a job. What can I do? Oh, what I'll do is I'll do a close protection course. What the fuck? The reason why I left the military was to spend time at home. Why would I be doing a close protection course where, if I actually did CP, which I'm trained to do, would take me away from home?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I think that's
what, in my head, with the resettlement with the military, they should go, hang on a minute, mate. Have you thought about electrician? Have you thought about plumbing? Have you thought about gas engineer? Have you thought about working for someone like BT, where, to toot my own horn again, I was a pretty good fucking radio signaller. I know quite a bit about fucking radio length. I would be pretty good at working for BT. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But no, it's true though, isn't it? What you say? I think
I want to do close protection.
Yeah.
Okay, go on in. I did all right on my close protection course. Can't lie, and it does look good on your CV when you're applying for jobs. And I can't lie, I've got a fucking perfectly good job. I've had several perfectly good jobs, which put the roof over my fucking family's head, which is my main goal, which is why I left. But, you know, certain things that you're like, I happen to be very, very, very good at surveillance work, whether that's my military fucking background or what, or my CP course. But I've got some good stories that I'll probably bring up in a second about fucking doing surveillance. But they then started sending me all over the fucking shop, because I had a set shift pattern where I didn't work Mondays and Tuesdays for family reasons. I had to have the girls.
Yeah.
So on a weekend, they would send me fucking all over the shop. I was up in your neck of the woods in fucking Birmingham, mate.
Yeah.
Or I was over in fucking Manchester. I was down in fucking Plymouth. I was everywhere on a weekend. So I'd finish on a Friday and they'd be like, oh, you're in fucking Plymouth on fucking Saturday, mate.
Yeah. Like, yeah. It's just, again,
you're taking a piss here.
It's going against what you wanted, isn't it? It's going against
a job that I enjoyed, I was good at. And they told me that I was supposed to be working London and the southeast or around that area. I didn't mind if I was going to like fucking Southampton and things. That's fine. The south, to a point, it was all right. But when they start sending me to fucking Devon, or fucking Coventry, it's like
it just goes.
I wouldn't mind if they went, right, you're going to fucking Gloucester. And then I'll go, okay, that's fine, because I can stay at my mum and dad's, or my mum and brother, or whatever. But it's like, fucking hell, you're taking a piss. And then I started falling out of love with the job again, and then I'd move on again. It's like, come on, you can't keep. I'd literally be in a job for 2 years, and it's like, oh, I'm done now. I'm going.
Yeah. I think that's what it is, and I think I totally kind of, you know, I think I'm very fortunate that.
Yeah. No, for me, the main thing I lost, apart from the sense of purpose, and do you know, when I say sense of purpose, it's not the fact that I wanted people to come out and go, ah, fucking well done, but I was always Tommo the Gunner, or Tommo the RAF Regiment Gunner, or whatever you want to say. That was me. I got a fucking tattoo on my fucking arm, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You lose. You feel you're part of something.
I lost that because for once in my life, I wasn't selfish and I put my family first. That previously to that, I was very selfish. My goal was to join the Air Force. I did that. Yeah, I didn't get the role that I wanted. I wanted to be a PTI like my old man, but I missed out by a mark on the aptitude test because I'm a fucking part Mong. But that's another story. So I did that. And then I lived my life for 5.5 years, and I loved it. Up into the point where I had Jess, my eldest, and I was like, oh, now I've got a little human to look after. And we literally finished pre-deployment we were in pre-deployment for Bastion, and I was like, I don't think I could do this again to her.
No.
It was Jess. Jess was the main thing, my eldest, Jess. And when I found out that when I left and I was handed all my kit in, that you guys were getting ready to deploy again, I was like, I would have been gone for a big chunk of her development life. And when I was growing up, my dad was away with 2-2 doing parachute jumping courses and all sorts. So me and my brother didn't really see my dad until I was about 3-4, possibly. And at that point, it was like I didn't want to miss that bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah. So I think everyone's got to do what's right for them, haven't they, and their family at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I think
that was a big thing. And my missus is well, funny enough, she said to me, like, you stay at this job now. There's no. I was like, to be fair, I'm quite happy. I can cycle to work if I want to. Over this lockdown, I've been quite cheeky because I can take the car because she's not at work. She's a hairdresser. She's on lockdown.
Yeah.
And so, like this morning, I got up a bit late, so I was like, I'll take the car then. But previously it was like I worked when I first left, I managed to get a job with doing security for Kent Police, which was weird.
Yeah.
It was shit.
Yeah.
And then I got a job because of Kate's dad at Waitrose doing security. That was all right until I figured out that the 2 managers that I had were retards when it came to security. So I ruffled up their feathers, which wasn't very good when your fucking father-in-law is the general manager of the whole fucking site. It's not good. So I left and I went to Loomis with Dunny, and we were carrying the money. And unfortunately for me, I actually fucking like that job. But unfortunately for me, I got made redundant and got sent to the Dagenham branch. So I was working in central London. And the travel, I was literally starting work at 1 o'clock in the morning and not finishing until fucking 4 o'clock, 4 in the afternoon. And then drive back from Dagenham over fucking Dartford Bridge. It wasn't good. And then I got the surveillance, which I'll tell you some stories in a second, mate. They're fucking too good.
You got some good stories about this surveillance.
Oh, I got some fucking stories, but I might have to switch to my phone in a minute, just so we can get both parts of this fucking podcast onto record. So I've got like 5% battery. How the fuck does the iPad die of battery when it's on charge?
I don't know, mate. That doesn't make sense.
Know,
There's something.
It should be going up.
I'm not good with technology, but that to me says something's broke, mate. Yeah.
Battery management, mate, is not good.
Battery management, shocking. But no, yeah.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll hit pause here. I'll phone you off me phone.
All right. Okay, mate.
And then we'll crack on.
Cool.
You stand